Hello all, I'm Suyash, an educator on Unacademy. You can follow me on Unacademy learning app. So please do not forget to download that app to get access to n number of courses on n number of different topics, and they all are very quality courses. This lesson is about various different words. The words are very interesting, and we'll be talking about their meanings, their usage in sentences, and synonyms and antonyms, okay, at the same time. So please do not forget to rate, review, and share this lesson, and also please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this is my profile, and here's the link where you can just follow me for my other courses. You can find this link in the description of this video also. Please do not forget to shoot as many questions as you have in your mind while speaking English. Any query, any doubt, any problem which you are facing while speaking English, you can just simply shoot that in the comment box below, and all your queries will be answered for sure. Okay, so moving on, in this lecture also we'll be talking about some more interesting, some different words, their meanings, usage, and at the same time we'll be talking about their synonyms and antonyms. So here we have one word, that is deceit. Okay, so when I talk about this word deceit, that means dishonest behavior that is intended to make somebody believe something that is not true. It means actually it means to deceive someone. A dishonest behavior towards someone that is intended to make somebody believe something that is wrong, that is not true. You are just asking other person to believe in something which is wrong, which is not true, and you know that this is not true, but still you are expecting that person, or you are just asking that person, or you are forcing that person to believe in that. Okay, so this type of behavior, this type of quality is what is known as deceit. Okay, like for example, I have a sentence: their marriage was an illusion and a deceit. Their marriage was an illusion and a deceit. That means they are not married, they are just showing that they are married. They are actually telling lie to everyone that they are married. So their marriage was just an illusion and a deceit. Okay, now we have some synonyms for the same. Like if I talk about deceit, the synonyms would be deception and artifice. So if I talk about deception, then it actually means the action of deceiving someone. Okay, so when we are deceiving someone, then that action is what is known as deception. Okay, so this is actually a synonym of deceit. Then we have artifice. That means artifice is also a word related to similar to deceit, and it actually means some sort of cunning devices or cunning expedients, especially which are used to trick someone, to deceive others. You are using some sort of ways, some sort of ideas to trick or deceive other person, then they are actually known as artifice. Okay, they are actually known as what? They are actually known as artifice. Okay, now if I talk about the antonyms for this word deceit, then the antonyms would be veracity. Okay, first antonym is veracity, and then we have sincerity. Now if I talk about veracity is actually when you are used to truthfulness. Okay, when you actually have a habit of speaking truth. Okay, when you are actually having a habit of not telling lie, that is what we call veracity. Okay, that is what we call veracity. Then we have sincerity. Now sincerity is a complete package in itself. Now when you have when you are out of hypocrisy, when you are out of deceit, when you are out of all these things, when all these things are absent, these negative things are absent in you, then we call you that you have a lot of sincerity. Okay, that is what we call sincerity. So that is also an antonym for this word deceit. Now moving on, we have the next word, that is explicit. Now if I talk about the meaning of this word explicit, that it actually means clear and easy to understand. Now something which is clear and something which is easy to understand, that is what we call that this is explicit. Okay, like for example, he gave me very explicit directions on how to get there. Now you want to go somewhere, but you do not know that how to go there. Okay, you do not know the ways for that. So actually you ask someone, and the person elaborated you in such a way, or actually he told you the ways in such a way like it's all clear now. So what he did, he actually gave you a very explicit directions on how to get there. Okay, he gave you very explicit directions on how to get there. Like if I talk about the synonyms for the same, is the first one is definite. Obviously definite, easy to understand, very particular. Okay, there is no difficulty or confusion of any type. So definite. Okay, the next is intelligible. Intelligible is also something which is comprehensible, something which is able to be understood. Okay, so this is also the same as explicit is. Now if I talk about the antonyms, then the antonym is implicit. Okay, implicit is just the opposite of explicit. That means you have just told something to someone, but you have not directly or clearly expressed it. You have not expressed it clearly or directly. Okay, like you have just indirectly or indirectly said to him, or just gave a hint to him or suggested him. Okay, you have not directly expressed to him. Okay, it is like this. The next is vague. Okay, so when I'm talking about vague, this is also an antonym for explicit, which actually means unclear character. Okay, unclear meaning. You are saying something, but the meaning is unclear. I'm not able to understand that what you are saying. So this is what we call vague. Okay, so you should not be vague about your activities or about your words which you are speaking. Okay, you should be clear about all those things. So the next word is evident. Now when I'm talking about evident, then it is something which is clearly seen or understood. When something is clearly seen or something is clearly understood, then I actually say that it is evident. Like for example, it has now become evident to us that a mistake has been made. It is now clearly seen. It can now clearly understood that a mistake has been made. Okay, now it is clearly seen. Now you can see the consequences of those mistakes, and we can easily see that yes, a mistake has been made. We cannot hide it now. Okay, the synonyms for this word evident are apparent and distinct. Now if you just remember that we talked about the word apparent in the first lecture, and that time we took evident as a synonym for apparent. So synonym for evident is apparent. That is something which is clearly seen. Okay, then we have distinct. Now when I'm saying distinct, it means that something which is recognizably different in nature from something else. Okay, which is recognizably different from something else, and you can just recognize it that it is different. You can clearly see it and recognize it that yes, it is different. Now if I talk about antonyms, then obviously evident means clearly seen or understood. Concealed means when something is hidden, something is not clearly seen. Okay, so we have two antonyms. One is concealed and the other is hidden. When something is not clearly seen. So the next word which we are having is eternal. Now when I talk about eternal, then it actually means that something which is without an end, or something which is going to exist forever, that is what we call eternal. Okay, that is what we call eternal. Something which has no ending. There is no end point for something or some emotion or anything which we are talking about. If we are saying that there is no end point for that thing, that means it is eternal. Okay, if we are saying that this thing is going to exist forever, then it means that that thing is eternal. Like for example, some people believe in eternal life after death. Okay, yeah, there are people who believe that there is a soul and which has eternal lifetime, like the soul never dies and it keeps on living and living and living. So some people believe that yes, there is a life after that, and that there is a life after death, and that life is eternal life. Okay, like for example, we have synonyms for eternal, and the first one is perpetual. Now what is perpetual? Perpetual actually means never ending or changing. Something which is never going to end, something which is never going to change. It is going to be in the same way, or it is going to exist forever. Then we call it perpetual. Next is immortal. Now before just talking about immortal, let's talk about mortal. If I'm saying something is mortal, that means something has a ending. Like man is mortal. When I'm saying man is mortal, that means man will actually die someday. It is true. Okay, so when I'm saying immortal, that means something which has no ending. Okay, so this is going to be the synonym for eternal. Okay, the next is we have antonyms. The first antonym is momentary. Okay, momentary. Obviously when I'm talking about something which is eternal, that is which is going to exist forever, so antonym could be momentary. That is something which is going to last just for a short time. On one hand I have eternal, that means something which is going to last forever, which is going to exist forever. And on the other hand, opposite to that, I have momentary, which means something which will last up to a short time, very short time. Okay, or I can say that the second could be transient. Transient is also something which is going to last just for a short time, just for a short period of time. Okay, So this is how we can just talk about all these words and we can just use these words in our daily life. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you very much. This is Suyash signing off.